Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen once again. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to cook Igbo soup. It's an Ogili recipe, always in Enugu State, Nigeria. Don't go away. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel once again. My name is Onyinye Ude, and if today is your first time of watching this channel, then you are highly welcome. I want to use this opportunity to greet all my subscribers, both the new ones and the returning subscribers. May the good Lord bless you all. You are the reason why my channel is still existing, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you all. So on today's video, we are going to be cooking soup. We are going to be making a special soup recipe, Igbo soup. This is it here. This is Igbo. You have another species that is called Apalaka. They are all in the same species. So that is what I'm going to be cooking today. Ogbo, mostly Ogbo people, Enugu State soup, but mostly Ogbo people, they know what I'm talking about. It acts as a thickener. Yes, it thickens when you are cooking it. So here are the ingredients that we need for it. So this is one of the major spices of this soup recipe. It's called the peppercorn in English, and the Uziza. Without it, the soup is not complete. You must add Uziza to your Igbo or Abalata soup. This particular one is Igbo. So here I have the crayfish and fresh pepper. I'm using salt and bouillon for seasoning. Then we have our red oil. This is the meat for the soup. I have beef and hen. The reason why I use hen most of the time in my cooking is that it tastes better than the beef. Okay, so this is not an ordinary chicken. It's like the cow. It's not caged. Okay, they walk around and fend for themselves, so it tastes the same way our own chicken taste. So that is the reason why I always add a hen in my cooking. Before I made this soup, but I used spinach, but you know, bitter leaf, onugbu leaf is very rich. So if you want to make your soup, most of your soup rich, then use bitter leaf. This is washed and cooked because it's so bitter that it can mess up your food. So in order to avoid that, I cooked it so it's already cooked. Then you know that you are safe to use it. So what I'm going to do now is to season the meat, then start cooking it and getting it ready. As you know, every Igbo soup or stew starts with cooking the meat first, getting the stock out. It's one of the major ingredients for Igbo cooking. So now I'm going to add water. We need water for this recipe because Igbo or Igbo is a thickener. Okay, it thickens when you are cooking it, so you need water for it. Okay, as it thickens, then you add more water until you get the consistency that you want. It's just like when you are cooking achi or the cocoyam soup, so it acts the same way. Now I'm going to add salt. Then bouillon. Then we cover it and let it cook. No onions or any spices. This is local soup.
Mommy, is it cooking? Is it cooking?
Yep. We are now checking. We are going to check on our meat. By now it is done. You don't have to overcook your meat, okay? So as you can see, the fat is already done. So what I'm going to do right now is to get them out. Then we will start the actual preparation of Igbo soup. So I have my bowl here. I'm gonna off the stove and start getting them out. Royal. Okay. Royal. Yeah. So now that the meat is done, as soon as it's out, we are going to start the actual preparation of the ogili soup. So look at the stock. We have enough for the soup. We can still add more as it thickens. Don't be away.
Mommy.
So there are some things you need to know when you are cooking Igbo soup. One is that although it's in powdered form, you don't add it to your soup, to your broth that way, or else it will turn into lumps. So what you do is that you dissolve it with oil. You add oil to it, red oil. Add as much as you can until it's properly dissolved. Then you mix it together. Igbo thickens a lot, okay? So when you are cooking it, you don't add too much of it. Just get a small quantity. Then, depending on the size of your family, so don't add too much. So I'm going to add more oil. So when you dissolve it with oil, then you add it to your broth to just melt away, to mix properly, no lumps. So that is what you do first with okpo, abalata or eba, or even dried cocoyam. If you are using dried cocoyam, do it this way too. If not, if you add it in your food that way, it's going to be lumps. Or have lumps. It will be bad. So now we are done. So you can see it's properly mixed. As soon as I add it in the broth, it will just melt. Now it's time to grind our pepper. Add the crayfish. one of the major ingredients for this soup: crayfish, dried fish. Add your ogili. I don't have it here. I don't have the one I like, locust bean. I want to get everything ready so that when we start, I'm going to set it aside. Then we start our actual cooking of our soup. Time to add the Iba. As you can see, as I told you before, it's going to just dissolve. When you look at it now, it's watery, but it's going to thicken. Trust me. Nah. Is it hot? It's hot. So we're adding crayfish, everything together, the spices. Then we allow it to cook for at least 30 minutes. Then it's properly done. So the last thing to add is the fish. So I have a tilapia fish that I baked this morning. I'm going to add it. Then we will add the vegetables. Don't go away. When we come back, I'm going to taste it for seasoning. Then we can proceed from there. So we're going to check on our soup. As you can see, it's thickening already. You can add more water if you want to, but I like this consistency. I'm going to taste it, then I will add more seasoning if it needs more seasoning. I think we have to add, we need to add a little salt. Then I'll stir it. So now, as I said before, I have a baked tilapia. I'm going to add it now. I'm adding it now because sometimes the smoked fish look dry because it's smoked, but when you wash it with hot water, it will start to split apart. It will begin to soften. So you don't have to start cooking it with the meat, or you will not find it again in your soup. So the best thing to do is to add it almost at the end of the cooking. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to add the tilapia. So that now we are back to check on the soup and add the meat. And after the meat, it's time for the vegetable. It comes last. soup. Ukpo soup is not a regular egusi or bono or ede cocoyam soup that you see everywhere. It's not something that you cook often. It's something that you cook once in a while. You have to crave for it. So I'm going to cover the pot and let the meat simmer. Then we add the last ingredient, which is the onugu leaf. Okay.
What kind of soup is that?
Ukpo. Fiba. Now it's time to add the vegetable, the bitter leaf. So when you are cooking your soup, don't add too much vegetable unless you are cooking a vegetable soup. Then you can add as much vegetable as you want. You can add vegetable, but not too much, that will not have the sauce. Okay, so that is what you do. You don't add too much vegetable, add enough. So now that we have added the bitter leaf, I'm going to cover it and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Then we are done. Please subscribe, share this video, comment, look at it. It's delicious, it's rich. It's an occasional soup recipe. Right now I'm going to cover the pot and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Then we are done for today. So now we are going to check on the soup. The soup is done. We have come to the end of our video today. Subscribe, comment, as I said, share this video. Igbo soup. That is what we made today. God bless you as you share this video. Right now it's time to dish it out, and that is the end of our cooking today. I'm going to turn off the stove to stop further cooking. We are done. So this is the end of our cooking today. We made this special soup, Igbo soup. It's not a regular soup recipe that you see all the time like egusi and ogbono. It is very, very rich. It's delicious. It's nutritious. It's rich. I will see you in my next video. Please subscribe, share this video, and put a big thumbs up, as my daughter said. And God bless you all. Bye.
God bless you.